Welcome to Malcolm Reed's How to Barbecue Right, a podcast where we talk about barbecue, share recipes, and discuss all things delicious. And now, here's your host, Malcolm and Rochelle Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Barbecue Right podcast. I'm your host, Malcolm Reed, joined by my lovely and talented wife, Miss Southern Shell. Shell, it's August 15th. How you feeling?
Happy birthday.
That's right. Somewhat of a local holiday, at least around here. How to Barbecue Right.
From a national to a regional to
somewhat of a local. Somewhat of a local holiday here at my office. Because it's my birthday. Yay.
But you're working today.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you tomorrow off.
And we're actually filming this podcast.
And you're sick. You're getting over a sickness.
I'm not sick. I got, some kind of good sinus cold or something. It's going good. Got me my magic water.
What's in your magic water?
Kroger fruit enhancement fruit punch.
Before we get
keeps my throat nice and ready to talk.
Yeah. You got to have that.
If I put some vodka in it or something, would be.
It is your birthday.
It is my birthday. Highlight of my birthday so far, my buddy Ben Pickle, shout out Ben, called me up and sang happy birthday to me this morning about, 8 o'clock in his best Marilyn Monroe voice. Yeah. Singing that was hilarious. As soon as he started, he didn't say nothing.
You said hello.
Happy birthday to you. It was great.
And he went
it was
all
hilarious.
the way
He did the whole thing, didn't break stride. I'm dying because I got it on my speakerphone on the computer, Oh, it's hilarious. But so far it's been a good birthday.
Yeah, so far.
What else we got planned? Is there lunch or cake or balloons or anything?
There is cake.
I'm expecting like a fun bounce house or something.
What I have is
bouncy house and a petting zoo or something.
I kept asking, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And I think that you just wanted to have no plans. And
no plans. I do. That's my favorite.
I have absolutely no plans. I have a cake.
When you get to be,
I have a present.
Over 40, I'll say.
Yeah.
44.
No.
It just doesn't even really matter anymore. I couldn't remember if I was 43 or 44. So.
I want a nice
I want to be
meal.
left alone. How the old things where you say you just want to be left alone? I know why, because you really just want to be left alone.
I want
just
a nice
six
meal.
6-pack of beer.
A strong whiskey drink.
Steak.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And just
I'm with
chill.
You.
It's almost football season. Been watching Hard Knocks. Second episode.
Yeah.
I'm not sold. I know the Raiders are supposed to be one of the best of all times. I ain't buying Gruden's fixing to turn the Raiders around.
Is this his first year?
Second year. Man, I don't want none of them.
I haven't
on
watched
my
any
fantasy
of
team.
it. Yeah. How many episodes has it been? 2 or
just
3?
2.
Normally I watch it with you.
No offense, all you Raiders fans. I'm Vikings fans. I know we're perennially not a winner, but in my book, we're winners.
What's it like to cheer for a team that wins all the time?
I don't know. I
don't either.
Yeah. I'm used to Ole Miss getting beat and
Exactly.
Vikings getting beat.
I'm a Mississippi State fan. So
Now, I don't know what it's like.
it's kind of get boring, right? If you're like a Bama fan, eventually you just
Who cares? You're going to win. No. I don't know. I guess some people like that.
When you pull out,
when
you're the underdog and pull out a win in the bottom of the fourth quarter, there's nothing like that.
Or if you make it to the NFC Championship and you're going to, nothing like playing for the NFC Championship.
Yeah. Why does the Vikings always lose the NFC?
Yeah. I don't think we've ever, in my time, we hadn't won the NFC Championship. We've been a couple times.
We weren't.
This year, we're going. We got a defense. We got a quarterback. Got some wide receivers. Running back's decent. It's looking good.
Who's the quarterback?
Purple's looking good this year.
Who's the quarterback?
Kirk Cousins.
Okay. Is this his second year with them? First year? You don't know?
Second, third. Second, I think. They signed him to a big contract, and he'd come over from Washington.
Where did Odell Beckham go? To the Browns?
He's playing,
now Mayfield?
He's playing Mayfield.
I want to see how they're going to do this year.
That's going to be interesting now. You know what? I will say I'm going to watch the Browns this year. I've got some interest in seeing them. First time ever, I guess. Usually they just get a bunch of Vikings players traded to them, play linebacker and stuff.
Well, so the plan was we had talked about we were going to have some folks over Thursday afternoon to film the podcast and have a few drinks and just.
What happened to that, though? That fell through? Nobody signed up? Nobody wanted to come over and be on the podcast with us?
No, we have football practice. We can't have people over during the day when we can do it. And
that's right. Michael has started Little League football, 9 and 10-year-old Haifa. If you're in the Hernando area, it's Hernando Youth Football Association. Support those guys because they're doing good things for kids.
Yeah.
And he's playing, this is his first year to play in Hernando. They're playing full pad tackle football, and they've had 2 practices. They got one tonight, helmets and shorts, and then full pad Saturday. He don't know what he's in for. So it'll be his first full pad practice.
Yeah, ever.
90 degrees. Maybe it won't be that hot Saturday.
It
Have
won't
to get
be.
him hydrated up.
Yeah, it's not like they practice all day. It's like an
toughen him
hour
up.
and a half. But the plan was to
He
do
got
that.
number 99. He's excited about that. J.J. Watt's number.
He thinks he is J.J. Watt.
He's going to be playing like right guard or tackle on
Yeah.
the offense.
But anyway, so this week we're just going to do Malcolm's favorite things.
Oh, really? That's a fun one. Well, football. We've already talked about that.
I know. Before we
can't
get too
wait.
deep, I want to say the app is not working for some people.
Yes.
We're on it. We know it's down. We have somebody working on it. It's a lot harder to get an app fixed than I ever thought.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get in touch with the person that originally built it. And it's having to be rebuilt, and we're working on it. But it's going to be better.
It's going to be better and retooled.
Yes.
And so it'll have an update. We'll let everybody know when it releases. I don't know if it's working on the Android, on the Google Marketplace or whatever. I just know mine's not working on my iPhone.
Yeah.
So have you heard him? Has anybody told you that it's not working on
I just
Android
hear
devices?
that the app's not working.
Yeah. Let us know if you got it on the Android.
But you can still search for recipes on the website until we get it updated.
Yes, and
better.
YouTube. Just
It'll
about
be
everything's on YouTube
Yeah.
with recipes and everything. So
Barbecue Central Show.
something you can't find, shoot us an email and you'll figure out a way to get a link to somebody.
Yeah. Barbecue Central Show every first Tuesday or second Tuesday?
First Tuesday of the month. I've been doing that. Heck, since spring, and
Since the start of the year.
yeah. And we hadn't ever talked about it on the podcast, but Greg Ripley has the Barbecue Central Show podcast, and it was probably the
It's more of a
very
radio
first.
show. It wasn't even a podcast.
Yeah, it's the very first
I mean, he's been
barbecue
doing
kind of talk show, podcast, radio show that I ever knew about.
Yeah.
And we went on it years ago when I first got into barbecue, and I guess kind of lost touch with Greg a little bit, but we ended up, before we started our podcast up, we went to the barbecue convention, and he was there, part of the ones giving a little talk on podcasts and things like that. And that's, we met some other guys that were doing it. And that's when we started up ours. And it was kind of because Greg had that one going for so long, and a couple other guys. And so it kind of led us to wanting to do one too. But I've been helping, coming on his show as a regular guest once a month, first Tuesday
First Tuesday.
for a while. You can go
But
back
he
and listen to his
does
stuff.
Yeah, he does every Tuesday, right?
Every
It's a
Tuesday,
show
he does
every
a lot,
Tuesday.
like a 3-hour show.
Yeah, he
And
has all kinds of people.
Yeah, heck yeah. He did a special announcement
He has
last
Steve
week.
Reichlin on. I mean,
They-
he has.
Dr. Barbecue's on there
Yeah.
all the time. Meathead's on there. There's a bunch of, he
Papa.
has a lot of people come on his
Yeah.
show. Greg's, he's ends with a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
in the barbecue world.
But I want to let everybody
tune in
know
and listen
about
to that. You can go back and listen to the ones I'm on or listen to any of them. He puts them on YouTube and he streams it on his Facebook. You can find it. You can find
He has a
the
bunch of
Barbecue
different-
Central Show.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Good information on his. I listen to it. It gives me, it's hard to listen to straight 3 hours, but you can go back and listen to bits and pieces.
Segments, yeah.
It downloads to my phone. Like I sign up just like ours. You can, if you go, to whatever kind of phone you have, wherever you listen to your podcast, it'll download the episode for you and you can pick up where you left off. You don't have to sit there and listen to the whole thing. I don't think I could do a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
Could you? Man, that'd be hard.
It depends on what it's about. Is it
Yeah.
about Bigfoot?
Gone squatching.
Last weekend we cooked a SCA state contest
We
in
did.
Melbourne, Arkansas.
That was a success. Shane had 48 teams show up over there.
That was huge.
Middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
Arkansas. I mean, it really is.
There's no hotels.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, Melbourne's a small town.
Yeah.
1,200 people or something like that on the population. I mean, that's
It's
small.
beautiful.
Oh yeah, beautiful part of the Arkansas. It's kind of foothillish. You start getting into some hills and rivers. There's good fishing up through there. It's nice, a nice little town.
Yeah.
But we were on a golf course, beautiful golf course. Michael came in 18th out of 48, so he did pretty good. And Tennessee Mojo, Jay and his family went with us, and their daughter cooked too, and she came in 15th. She beat Michael.
Yeah, it was the weekend let the kids cook.
It was. We had a good time. I come back with a little head cold, but
they put on a great contest.
It did.
They had a good
One bite
infrastructure.
challenge
Yeah.
and steak. We know why that contest worked so well. And I told Shane this. I said, man, this was for the first time. You'd never know it, but it went so smooth. It was because they ran it like a steak contest used to be ran, where you just come in, you go set your stuff up where you want it. You go to the meat and get your steaks. You turn them in. There's no, you let the cooks do what the cooks do.
Yeah, he had
And
a couple
that's why it
Porter Johns
worked.
there.
Yeah, it had everything you need.
Yeah, and I like
Had
the
a
way
barrel
he had
for
it.
ash, barrel for grease if you needed it. It was all smooth. They even ran golf carts to run your turn-ins, and that all ran smooth.
And then they had the bar and restaurant at the golf course. That was nice.
And I had a little band play if you stuck around later that night. It was fun times.
I like how they had it. They had kind of everyone around a square perimeter and then put like the steak selection and everything right in the middle. Right. So everything was real convenient. Everybody was really close. So
I liked it.
Yeah,
I had fun.
It was good.
It was hot, but it was fun.
It wasn't as hot as it could have been.
It was hot here. It was probably hotter back home.
It was overcast most of the day, so that made it a little better.
Still, 95's warm.
I said, as it could have been.
Yeah, it could have been hotter. Could have been 5 degrees hotter.
I didn't say it was cool. I'm ready for some cool weather, though.
We don't have any contests on the near horizon, do we?
Thank goodness, no. I'm ready for a break.
Yeah, me too. This weekend, we're just going to go to the country and hide.
So this week, your recipe was grilled chicken pitas.
Yes, and this one was inspired by needing something quick and easy to cook on a hot day. Instead of having to fire up the stove, get your oven going, you can go outside, fire up the grill. Doesn't take it long. Have your chicken already marinated, vegetables already ready to go. You're in and out. You're back in the house within 20 minutes, and you've got a really, really good dinner. Mm-hmm. It's a great way to get your vegetables in because those grilled vegetables are awesome. I took zucchinis and squash and onion and sweet peppers, marinated them in the same marinade. To keep that marinade easy, I used, I call it Speedy. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think that's what it is, but it's like,
I remember my dad using that
what's
marinade.
The name?
It's been around forever.
What's the guy's last name? Salamar's original State Fair Speedy sauce. And what it is, I looked it up. I had no idea, but when I was writing all the description out today for the YouTube video, I was like, I'm going to Google this, see what comes up. Well, it turns out it's like an Italian-style marinade, really. I call it Greek because it reminds me of a Mediterranean dressing or marinade.
Well, I can
it's
see
like
how
oil, vinegar, seasoning, same kind of geographical area, But they started making those sandwiches in New York.
What kind of sandwiches?
It's like they would use pork, chicken, lamb, cubes of it all, marinated in the Speedy sauce, and serve it on a roll. So it was like a sandwich. Well, I thought, I like pitas or flatbreads because when I think of Mediterranean food, I think of like gyros or something on a flatbread, something like that. And that's what I was going for. Use boneless, skinless chicken thighs marinated in the Speedy sauce. And I would,
you could use any
marinade.
whatever.
I've made, marinades for lambs. I could have thrown a recipe up. I wanted something quick and easy. That was the whole point of this. It's something you can do at home, fast and easy. It tastes really good.
And it did.
It did. You know how I found it? We did, I don't know, it was a week or so before, had some friends over, and we were wanting to do some, I know you like lamb, so I was going to do some lamb and do some chicken and do some pork in some different marinades. So I went to Kroger and I was like, man, I'm not making up 3 marinades. I'm just going to see what's on the shelf. So I found that Speedy marinade. I found some other like shawarma marinade, and I brought these home and just put some different ones on, the shawarma went on the lamb and the Speedy went on the chicken. And I said, man, this is great. I did it the same way. Just got the PK hot, grilled everything, got it off, did the vegetables, got them off, and just served it kind of family style on a big platter.
Yeah.
And then you set up your toppings, your lettuce and tomatoes, whatever you want. If you want to put olives on it, if you want to put marinated artichokes, the sky's the limit on what you could put out there to put on it. But just lettuce, tomato, feta, and tzatziki sauce is what I like. And so it did kind of have that gyro-esque kind of flavor, I guess, with the lettuce, tomato, and tzatziki and all that. but the meat was the star of the show. It tasted charred. You could get the grill
Love
flavor.
the chicken
the
that
marinade. You get all those herbs and seasonings from that marinade. And I hit it back with Greek seasoning as it was grilling. And that's, if you think about going to a fair or somewhere like somewhere where they're vending, you see those guys doing gyros or stuff, and they've got these flat tops or grills going, all these different meats on it, and they're always seasoning them, always putting the marinade on. And that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
It smelled like the fair or something you would get a good Italian or Greek sandwich at. That's what it reminded me of. And it was quick. It was easy.
It was. And I love chicken like that. When you do chicken, see, I think if you'd have done a breast that way, it wouldn't have had the flavor and the moisture.
And, that's why I did thighs. And I used to cook those boneless, skinless thighs in ancillary contest all the time in barbecue. I would do them marinated in Italian dressing overnight, grill them the same way, dunk them in barbecue sauce, char them off like that, kind of char grilled, and then, arrange them in a box with the sauce and turn them in. And people go crazy over them because you're putting it up against chicken breast a lot of times. And I don't care. The juiciest chicken breast you can cook is not going to stand up to those thighs quick cooked like that. They can get stone cold and they're still tender and they're still juicy.
And they have flavor.
And they got a lot more flavor.
They do. They have a lot of people
trim.
Flavor.
You see people, they'll trim all that fat off. And man, I'm grilling all that. That stuff's melting down and giving it good flavor, and it chars up.
Yeah,
and that's where you get the flavor, because when you cut it up, I cut it up into small pieces, and it all just mixes so good.
But you could take that chicken, the exact same thing, and make, like you said, a sandwich out of it.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Tacos.
Was it the next night or the night? I just did that.
So we had leftovers.
Yeah, we did that one day, and we had plenty of leftovers because it was just me and Michael, and we had bought some naan bread too, and it's kind of a flat style bread. So you were like, let's make some pizzas out of it, and we kind of did the same thing. What did you do? Olive oil and seasoning?
We put the naan bread on like a cooling rack,
pork rack,
and put some olive oil on it, and took the exact same Greek seasoning and seasoned it on top of the olive oil, and then just went chicken, feta,
mozzarella.
Yeah, I had some shredded mozzarella. I
diced up the onions and peppers that were left. I didn't put it. The squash and zucchini would have probably been good on it. I didn't put any.
I've had squash on pizza. It's been very good. Yeah.
But then that just went in the oven for
12 minutes, maybe
enough
less.
to get the bottom of the bread a little crunchy and melt the cheese over the top. Because everything's fully cooked.
Yeah. And
it was. I'll say this: those little pizzas like that were about as good as the pita, weren't they? I mean, because it was cheesy, and the chicken, you still got the same effect.
But the bread was real soft. See, sometimes you weren't going to get it real crispy on the bottom. The bread was kind of more soft, and I like that.
I like naan bread. That's kind of, you eat it with hummus, kind of tear it in pieces.
It still tasted real fresh, too, because we put tomatoes on it at the end, and it still had that freshness.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't put any of the tzatziki sauce. I don't know if you'd have needed that. It was a bit a little much, but this was pretty much like a Mediterranean chicken pizza.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
It's sauceless with olive oil instead of sauce.
And it didn't need a sauce, I didn't think.
I'd do that again.
That recipe, is pretty healthy. I mean, the pitas, I'm sure you're picking up some carbs from them, but as far as the chicken and the veg go, man, that's, you can't get any better than that.
And, you can feed a lot of people with 6 boneless chicken, 6 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Yeah. That could feed up 6 people, adults probably.
For the meat haters out there, you could have just made the pita with the vegetables and topped it the same way.
Yeah.
Because I know people ask, you got any meat hating recipes? What do they call it?
Vegetarian.
Yeah, I don't know. That word is not my vocabulary. Meat haters.
So how much was a 6-pack of boneless, skinless chicken thighs?
Man, $5, yeah. You need about 1-2 pounds. I mean, it makes a lot because you cut it up. It's not like you're putting a whole chicken thigh on each pita, each wrap or whatever you call it. It's only pieces of it, so it goes a lot further because it looked like, oh man, you're only doing 6 little pieces of chicken thighs, but when you get them all cut up and they're just putting 3 or 4 or 5 strips on each one, it goes a long way. Especially
when you have the vegetables you're serving with it. So that's why I'm saying it's a great dinner option.
Yeah, it's great.
In fact, that's how we ended up. You came up with the recipe as we were cooking dinner for somebody.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was the first time I'd ever. Yeah, I guess I've done chicken pitas before, but I've never done in that speedy sauce.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times I'll just buy that Mediterranean marinade. It's a salad dressing, like Newman's or Greek marinade or something.
I was going to
like
ask
that.
you, are there any other options you can use
There's a
from
lot
marinade?
of them out there.
Yeah.
The lemon and herb stuff would be good. The Kroger our Kroger just has a generic store brands, 30-minute marinades that are like Mediterranean or Greek style or something like that. That would work just as good.
Well, when you would do that
you
recipe,
could just make your own little vinaigrette up and do it too.
when you used to do that recipe, you said you marinate the boneless, skinless chicken thighs and grill them and sauce them and turn them in for an ancillary. You used to use a zesty Italian
That's all
dressing to
I use,
marinate them in.
Kroger brand zesty Italian.
So anything like that could
Anything
work.
would work,
And
yeah.
any Greek seasoning would work, whatever, you know. I tell you, the Townsend's really, really good because it reminds me a lot of Cavender's.
Yeah,
Those two
yeah.
are both really great.
Both Arkansas made.
Yeah,
You know, Cavender's
Arkansas.
is headquartered in Arkansas.
I did. Yeah, they told me that. You said you were only a fan of grilled squash.
You know, my mom always made fried
You like my
squash. Stewed squash.
I thought you liked my
That's
squash.
all right. I do. Yeah, I'll tell you I do. But my mom always made fried squash, and it ended up being like they'd take squash, cut it up thin, flour it, and then they'd put it in a skillet, and it'd be all piled up in there, and they'd cook it to
It's mushy. Yeah.
yeah, and it'd be greasy, and then it had these big seeds in it. I was like, man, this ain't good. But when you put it on the grill, and it still has texture, it has, you know, some bite to it. You taste the squash. I mean, I like it like
It's
that.
good,
It's really
yeah.
good.
You know, it was so hot that you could, like, the edges of the camera look a little steamy. It was just so hot outside when we were filming.
We filmed that one early in the morning. Like, we
Yeah,
got
I know.
up Monday morning just because there was a daggum heat wave going. We
Yeah.
got to get this done before 10 a.m.
And we did.
And we did.
I think it was 11.
It's a quick cook.
Yeah.
It really is.
I got a shot of you opening a bag of Royal Oak the right way.
The right way, yeah.
It's kind of hard to do. How do you do that? How do you open a bag of
So-
charcoal that way?
I can't take credit for this. I'll have to give a shout out to the Beeve from Ubon's Barbecue. He did a little, I think he did an Instagram video, or one of his daughters, the Duchess, Barbecue Duchess, put it on her Instagram, the Beeve opening a bag, the proper way to open a bag of charcoal. But if you'll look, and this works for any bag, feed bag, seed bag, dog food bag, whatever. I guess it works for any of them.
Yeah.
But everyone I've messed with, it has. They'll have stitching on them, and they'll have a double stitch on one side and a single stitch on the other side. So the way you do it, you put your double stitch on your left side, single stitch on your right side. Going on, if you're standing there looking at the bag, double on the left, single on the right, and pull from the very front on the right side, pull that thing, and perfect world, it's going to come out perfect every single time. That's where you pull from.
And no ripping and cutting.
No ripping and cutting. It'll pull off, and you take the little
Thing off.
top thing off, and it's gone.
And that's how it's supposed to come
That's
off.
how it's supposed to come on. Royal Oak does it every time. Every once in a while, you'll see it stitched funny. But the Beeve, he said, it was Brian Campbell, right?
Yeah.
They call him the Beeve. Mr. Brian Campbell from Ubon's. But he said he learned to do it in his little video from messing with feed sacks and having to open so many of those growing up on the farm, I guess. They didn't always have a knife or something. Or
Yeah.
Probably get in trouble for doing it wrong. Did your daddy make you do that? Did y'all have to feed meal?
yeah.
Did y'all have to open them the right way? Did you know how to do it? How come more people don't know how to do that? It took me, I don't know, 40 years
I used to tell
learn
you
how.
that, and you didn't listen to me at all until
There's a certain way to do
Beeve
it.
told you. I was like, I don't do it that way. You got to get the right, you pull the right string. But once if you pull the right string, it just goes,
When you pull the wrong one, though,
it's,
it locks up the whole system. Yeah. Double on the left, single on the right, pull from the front.
that's a good tip.
It is a good tip.
So that was a good recipe. It was quick. It was easy. Dinner. You could even do a dinner party with that.
Yeah, you could. I mean, hey, I'll pair it with some pork, pair it with some lamb.
Yeah. How'd you do the lamb? You said, because we started, the first time we did it, you did the chicken and the lamb.
I bought a boneless lamb. It was called a boneless lamb shank, and it was a shoulder shank. I think Kroger had listed as shank boneless, and cut it up into strips, and did the same kind of thing. Marinated it, but I didn't marinate it in Speedy. I marinated it in a shawarma marinade. And then I just would take those strips of lamb and lay on the grill and grilled them hot and fast. And it didn't take, 2 minutes aside maybe. The lamb I didn't like, because you want the lamb kind of on the
little on
mid-rare
the
side.
rare, yeah. So can you do that with pork?
Heck yeah. My favorite way to do it was with pork tenderloin, not pork loin. I guess you could do it with pork loin, but
You're talking
loin
about the
dries out.
smaller-
Yeah, I'm talking about the true pork tenderloins, the little small ones. They usually come in a 2-pack. You'd think it's one piece, but in the pack it's really 2 separate tenderloins. Take those and cut them into medallions and then marinate them and then grill them the same way. And then when you cut them, just slice them up then the same way. You can do it with anything like that.
That would make a lot of meat to do.
Steak, sirloin, or flat iron would be good. Doing it that way, marinate it, season it up. Any of that you could make and put it on a pita. It's a Mediterranean taco.
Yeah.
You think if you could do it on a taco, you could do it in a pita wrap or whatever, or gyro style.
You're just changing flavors, huh?
Yeah, that's all you're changing. You're just changing flavors. You can make it whatever flavor you wanted, really. And you know what I want to do is take it and do it kind of shawarma style, where you take like pieces of chicken and you marinate them and then you stack them up on like a spit and then you roll them and let
How
them
would you
cook
do that
on
at
the
home
outside.
without a shawarma cooker?
I've seen people do it to where you just like cut a pineapple, put a skewer through it, and you just stand it up on your grill and you just let it kind of cook. And the thing that works with a shawarma cooker is the heat radiates around it and it cooks it from the outside and cutting it off. You're not really doing that. You're cooking it all the way done.
Yeah. To me, the shawarma, what makes it,
you can probably do it on a rotisserie.
So it's always crusty edges.
Yeah, you wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get that at all. It would be more, you got to cook it all the way through.
Yeah.
Where I guess it would closer to the rod, it would be. Well, that's why I had never done it.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't figured that out. Because if I want to do it, I want to be able to take it, slice them off, leave it sitting there cooking, make my sandwich or gyro or whatever it is I'm making, and then as it cooks, let it do that. But you know how they now that I'm thinking about it, I bet you here's what I could do, because this takes me back to they had those Cajun hog cookers. Remember we went to Kennett, Missouri one time, and those guys
La
had
Cachinas or whatever.
No. This was a guy. It was like not the Cajun microwave. That's different. But these were guys. What they had done is they put a hog on a spit and stand it straight up. And they took pieces of sheet metal and made walls around him.
Oh, okay.
And then put the coals around that. And so it's throwing fire back at it, radiating off. Well, you need to do something like that. So what you can do, what you do is take a Weber grill or another open grill, get you some kind of metal and build you some walls, and then figure out a way. You'd have to turn it. You'd have to turn it occasionally, but you could make it to where you could build your fire in there and it would throw that heat around it and cook it. And it's possible.
Like a vortex might be at the bottom somehow.
No, you don't cook underneath it. The heat needs to come from around it on the outside.
So put the vortex as a void.
Yeah, something like that. I don't even know if you wouldn't probably use a vortex in that. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
I gotta work through that. Maybe somebody's got some ideas on that.
Yeah.
How can you do it?
Shawarma at home on a grill. And do it effectively so that you get the crispy edges.
Yeah,
so you can constantly cut
just
it
like
off.
you get it from a shop or something.
Yeah. That's more of a you're having people over and feeding them kind of dish than it is a dinner.
It needs to be a heat source going vertical, not horizontal.
Yeah. You could do it on a rotisserie.
See, that's what I was thinking. You could do it on a rotisserie, but how are you going to slice it off? I mean, it's steady spinning. I don't know. I would have to try it and see. I guess you'd stop your rotisserie, turn the heat off, cut you some off, and then it'd probably get uneven. Why that works is because it's all vertical. It's usually just like a cone of meat.
It is, yeah.
And it's just slowly rotating, and the heat's in one spot.
They're just shaving it.
Yeah. You take a long knife and shave a little as it goes.
It's really good, though, when you get it off there.
Heck yeah. I love it. I mean, that's my kind of...
Yeah.
I guess because you don't get them very often is why they're so good.
It just tastes so fresh and grill and charcoal-y and it's different. Like you said, we don't get it all. So we're going to play What's Your Favorite?
Let's play.
And since, this is all about...
The answer is...
barbecue. Since
Are you
our
gonna?
podcast
Did you
is all about
guess what I'm going to say?
and food.
That's what would have been even better. You guess what I'm going to say.
Oh, already.
Okay.
Some of them I kind of want to see what you would say.
would
Some
say.
of them I kind of already know. But
birthday
it's mostly
edition of-
about food and restaurants and eating and stuff because, our
what we do.
podcast is all about deliciousness.
It is.
So what is your favorite home-cooked meal? When you think of a home cooking meal.
Roast.
Roast, pot roast.
Vegetables and all that good stuff that goes with it. That's my Sunday afternoon home cook. I want some rice, a good roast to go over it, and then the vegetables to go alongside it with the mushrooms and the whole 9 yards.
Sometimes I throw string beans in there.
That is.
Or
It doesn't have anything to do with
yeah.
the grill. You can do it on a grill.
No,
I've
that's
made
not-
pot roast on a grill before. But
This isn't
That's
necessarily
my-
grilled.
oh,
This is just
it doesn't have to be
deliciousness.
barbecued? Okay.
Yes. Favorite fancy restaurant meal?
oh,
If you go to a fancy restaurant, what's the meal you're going to be looking for?
it's probably going to be. I want like the seafood tower. Raw fresh seafood.
Yeah, oysters and
And then like a lobster bisque. And then a salad. And this is with wine with every course too. And then a steak. I'm not going to get picky on which kind of steak. Steak, maybe a side or two. I don't know. I'm not, Brussels sprouts, lobster mac and cheese. Let's just throw that out there. And then,
mushrooms,
mushrooms on the side.
asparagus,
And
something like that,
then,
spinach.
dessert, probably a cheesecake. So
Well,
how
that
many
was the
courses
question.
would
What
that
was your
be?
favorite dessert?
1, 2, 3, 4, about a five or six courses
That's
with
expensive.
wines to go with everything.
Oh, you gotta
That's
have
my
the
ideal.
wines.
I've had that plenty of times. It's my favorite.
So, what's your favorite dessert?
I mean, it's tough. It depends on what day. I like a cheesecake. Cheesecake, anything chocolate usually, creme brulee, along those lines. I'm not picky.
You like chocolate cake
No,
too?
my favorite is when you've got 2 or 3 people, or 3 couples eating 6 people. You order every dessert and you put it out in the middle, and everybody shares.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate.
So you get to try a little bit of it
You
all.
get to try it all, yeah. Because by dessert, you probably
You just want to taste a little bit anyway.
you've done ordered
You're half drunk.
Sazerac, and then you're sitting there, just something to go with your digestive after you've had your meal. Now this takes several hours because this isn't like an in and out type deal.
No.
This is reservation at 6:30 and you're done at 10. And you better have an Uber driver. The Endless Pour at Capitol Grill. You know how you do that?
Yeah.
So are they doing that right now?
I think they are. It's getting
That's
close
what
to
I
being
want for my
over.
birthday. I told you I wanted to go to eat some wings.
I
I
know.
want to go to the Endless Pour.
Okay. That
Capitol
sounds great
Grill.
to me.
Yeah.
So the endless pour is you pay
It's
so
exactly
much,
what I said. Well, you order
like 20 something bucks, $30, something
it's
like
like
that.
30 or 40 bucks a person.
Yeah, and it goes along with your meal, and they just give you endless pours. We take them. We get our money's worth
Of
too.
wine. They pair wine with every
They
course.
pair it with your
they get you
course.
because you got to order different courses, I
Yeah.
guess. But
You're doing that anyway.
there and Andrew Michaels in Memphis has a good one where they'll run the flights and then run the.
Andrew Michaels is stingy with their wine.
They didn't. Yeah, they weren't endless pours. They were just pours.
It was small
Taste
pours
this,
too. Like
Come on, garçon. Wine drinkers here.
I left 2 sober.
I don't drink
after
wine
that
for
meal.
flavor. I drink it for volume. I'm a volume wine drinker. Don't matter if it comes out of the black box or whatever it's called.
Black box.
Bottle
is pretty
box. I just want.
Good. What was your favorite meal growing up?
I don't know, man. My mom cooked so many good ones. I mean, and probably the reason why I like the pot roast is because of that. That was when,
That was your
when
favorite
she
meal
asked.
growing up?
My mom always asked us, what I remember her asking is, if I could make what she always wanted to be, if I could make something special for you, what would it be?
Yeah.
And I always told her mom was her roast. I don't know why. It was good. I mean, of course, I like barbecue and all that stuff, but she didn't have that all the time.
I was expecting you to say something like sloppy joes,
Spaghetti or
French
something.
fries, or spaghetti.
Yeah,
A kid meal.
No.
No, pot roast again.
Pot roast, yeah.
Well, what's your favorite barbecue food to eat?
Man. Right now, it's probably Texas brisket. Or no, the beef ribs.
Yeah.
Beef ribs. Oh, so I want slice of lean, slice of fatty, beef rib, potato salad,
A couple sausages.
some slices of sausage. I
Yeah.
don't do whole sausage. And then pickles and onions and jalapeno and white bread. I don't know why. It's just that's been my favorite here lately.
I think it's because it's not of our region.
Yeah.
You know, we can't go get it, you know.
And that's what I'm making for fantasy football next week too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to do the beef ribs. I do have some in the freezer, but
I thought you were doing pork ribs and just doing the
yeah,
Texas
because it's
style.
ribs and whiskey.
Yeah.
So I got to do our draft. Our league is ribs and whiskey. So we're going to talk about that. Hopefully, I'm going to have Justin come in and talk about fantasy football next week.
Have you asked him?
Yeah, he said he would.
Okay, good.
I'm
Okay.
gonna see if he'll come in one day and we'll talk because our draft is next week.
Justin's a good choice because he's
He knows
a
barbecue
cooker.
too.
Yeah, he's a barbecue guy and a fantasy football fanatic.
I wish we could stream our draft live. It would be comical.
What's your favorite drink?
Bourbon on the rocks.
What brand?
I'm not picky. No, if I had to pick one, every day
Yeah.
is Woodford. On occasion, not on occasion. I regularly like it. Blanton's or Jefferson's Ocean. I've been drinking a lot of. Not a lot, but Basil Hayden's
Trying to
good.
walk that one back.
Yeah, Weller's. I've got a bunch of,
Yeah.
I'm a bourbon. I love bourbon. Jack
Four Roses
Daniels.
is a good
I'll drink
day-to-day.
Jack Daniels whiskey.
Yeah. I love a Jack and Ginger.
My day to day is I'm either going Woodford or Bullet. And Bullet, man, it's not expensive, but it's pretty daggone good
It
bourbon.
is.
Even the Bullet Rye is good.
It's not as good as Woodford, but it's good.
It's good.
I
It's
can
smooth.
sip it, yeah.
On the rocks, if you have to, just a splash of water. That's it. I've gotten, I guess, since I've been in my 40s, that's the way I like to drink it now.
Yeah.
I used to mix it.
You're a man of taste and
Man of
elegance.
taste, yeah. I used to just shoot Jim Beam with a little Sprite. That was back in the wild days.
Just straight. And
Yeah, a pint of ice cold Jim Beam, cold as you can get it. 20-ounce Sprite.
That's a good night.
That's a great night. But you got to know your limits on that one. There's limits and limits. You got to know them. You can't buy the fifth, and you can't buy 2 pints. Or at least I couldn't. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you get more than that 375 meals
'Cause once you
over the
get-
course of an evening, the switch is thrown.
And once you get that in, you think it's a good idea to keep going.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, you got to push back. You can't switch. You can't, Well, you probably switch to beer and be
Yeah,
okay.
you can have a few
But you
beers.
can't switch it to nothing else. Don't start doing tequila with it. That's a nightmare. That's a whole different podcast. Pint night. Every once in a while, we started out when in college, we could do fifth night. And fifth night, we get real crazy.
You would drink a fifth?
Yeah, somebody would get stabbed. I mean, it was just like, yeah, it'd be like,
Y'all would share a fifth?
no, we'd get, well, it's me and Bob, me and my cousin Bob, we had an apartment down.
Would you always finish it all off?
Yeah. It wasn't hard to finish it. It was what was after. Oh, man, I got some stories on fifth night.
Fifth night. But then you switched to pint night?
Then as I got older, I was like, well, just a pint's enough. Feel all right, over a few hours, and don't get sick off of it. And usually you
You
don't
can
have to
still
worry
wake
about
up
going to
and
jail.
function,
And don't drive.
yeah.
I ain't driving on any of it, but you still function. Yeah.
Get up the next day and be okay?
Yeah. You can't do that. 'Cause, I'm not talking about every day or nothing. This is,
No, you're talking about like a Saturday night.
yeah, on
Yeah.
a Saturday or something.
What is your favorite barbecue restaurant you've ever eaten at?
That's tough. Best food or just overall atmosphere and everything?
Well, you can tell both.
I don't know. That's tough because man, there's the one that stands out to most is a takeout joint in West Tennessee, Jack's Creek, and that's what I always say. When I think back and remember barbecue, as young as I can remember, it came from Jack's Creek, and there's nothing that replaces the way those places smell I still when I think about it, I can smell, what it smells like to smell that hickory and that hog and remember, eating that barbecue as a kid. That stands out a lot to me. It's probably when I say that's the best. That's what, was it the best or is it still the best? Maybe not, because I know a lot of different barbecue. I cook a lot, probably think I cook as good as barbecue as they have, but that stands in my mind as the best.
Yeah.
Coolest. I don't know. There's something to be said about what Shed's got going on down there in Mississippi as far as the coolest to go to. Because they got, something like that. That's hard to compete with. They have a cool atmosphere. Yeah.
The kids can be fishing.
Right.
You can pull your RV up and stay all weekend. They got bands.
They have a big contest we're going to go to in January, too.
Yeah.
I hope they're having it.
I hope so, too. We missed it last year. We were just too tired traveling.
It was hunting season still.
Well, what's your favorite barbecue restaurant in Memphis?
Probably go to Central more than I do any of them. Outside of Memphis, it would be Melissa Pete's place, Memphis Barbecue. But in Memphis, Central Barbecue. And you know what? I like the downtown one, but the original one on Central, I like going there.
I'm with you.
We used to go there for lunch all the time. We drive from out in East Memphis and come all the way down there just to go eat barbecue.
That one's always the best to me.
I like the barbecue shop. Don't get me wrong.
I like the barbecue shop. I like Germantown Commissary too. The ribs.
I heard they're building another one. They're going to expand.
Really? Yeah. What's your favorite thing to cook on the grill? Outside on the grill.
Whole hog.
Whole hog.
That's my absolute. It's the most fun. It takes the most commitment. Usually, several folks to do it with you. So it's more of about. It's more about the social experience of getting that hog. Because the work's all in getting it ready. The work's in the prep of the hog. It'll take you, an hour or so prepping that hog, getting it ready to go on the grill. And then it's just about hanging out and making sure it cooks right. So, and it's always a lot of fun. Usually we're cooking other stuff while we're cooking hog. It's a Friday, Saturday type deal. So the Friday night's always fun. And by the time the hog's done, it's time to serve it. You're pretty spent, and then you just want to get that part over with. And
well, then it's time to serve and eat and go home.
Yeah. And then. So but that's my favorite part. That's my favorite, absolute favorite thing to do.
And usually the kids are out back running around playing. Yeah. You got a bunch of people around.
Matter of fact, I don't get to do it very often. There's not a lot of people cooking a lot of whole hogs anymore, especially in our area. I guess you got the North Carolina guys like Sam Jones and, some of those guys are still cooking whole hogs over there. That's what I want to do. After, would you give me his book for Father's Day?
Yeah.
Michael gave it to me. And it's got like the diagram in it, how to build and how many exactly blocks it takes to make that pit, where to, how to, and so that's coming up. I've only been a part of that a couple times in my life. We actually did a brick pit, but we were going to Arkansas last weekend. Mojo rode with us, and he was talking about that's where he learned kind of to cook because he was from West Tennessee, and he remembers, that's how they always did them. He's done it a lot. So I was like, man, Jay, we need to get together because, Mark's want to do one out at his house. So we'll build a pit, get everything, do the hog, and just do it old school style. Stay with it for 24 hours, flip it halfway, just using salt on it, burning good wood down, and maintaining the temperature. Jay said it takes 24 hours the way they did it. The way that I was a part of doing it, we did some crazy stuff. We was like stabbing the hog with a knife and putting garlic cloves all in it. Seasoning it with Dales and all different kinds of stuff. So whoever had a marinade, you could bring it and put on the hog. And it had a brick. It didn't matter if it went or not. It just all went on the hog or in the hog, injected. And then it took 4 guys to get the hog over to the brick pit, and then it was just see who was sober enough to keep the fire going. And they said take shifts, but it ended up being parties all over this dude's property. There'd be little breakout parties. And I never ate any of that. It was like. By that second day, I was done and I got to go home. Who cares about the hog? It might be burnt up. They'd always ate it, so I don't know if it was any good or not. I wouldn't do it.
I'll make the potato salad if y'all
do the hog.
Yeah, I'd love to try that.
You got to have a good coleslaw. Go with the hog.
I'll make both.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that coming up. Maybe we gotta invite some folks.
Yeah, Mark keeps saying Halloween hog.
He wants to do it Halloween.
Yeah,
that's right after. It's
Maybe I'll
right
look that up,
after
I
the
don't
World
know.
Foods. That'd be a good time. You know, and nobody wants to be outside cooking a hog right now. You're a
No.
fool if it's 100 degrees and you're out trying to prep a hog and then cook it and enjoy it outside. Man, no, you got to wait.
Not
to
unless
me,
you got to.
to me,
Yeah.
it's fall or winter. It really is. It's not summertime barbecue, whole hog cooking.
What's
It's
your
miserable in the summertime to do it.
What's your favorite thing to cook in the kitchen?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do. Gumbo.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Is that what you'd have guessed?
Yeah.
The gumbo, jambalaya, red beans and rice, Cajun food. That's my favorite thing to cook inside.
Stuff that you make brews with, that you
Mm-hmm.
drink with, and you have a couple beers with. Yeah.
Develop layers of flavor.
You
and
spend all day
yep.
cooking and watching football and stuff. You like doing that.
Yeah, I didn't put chili in there. I like doing chili.
Yeah. I've got chili down. I
You
got a
do.
pretty
Yeah, you
good
got a
recipe for chili.
recipe.
What's your favorite, speaking of which, what's your favorite dish that I make? Roast. You've already said roast.
Yeah,
You gotta admit
but
it.
I'm going to throw chicken and dumplings.
Okay.
And I've yet to work that recipe. We need to figure out how to. It's not really a grill recipe. It's
not.
not something you can do on the grill.
Unless you grilled the chicken.
Not your way. You could smoke the chicken and do
You could
smoked
smoke
chicken and
chicken.
dumplings.
I just don't think
But
it'd be
man,
that good.
it's a labor of love because you make the stock, and then you make the roux, and then you make the dumplings. I mean, it's a
an all
day
day,
process.
yeah.
Yeah. Then that's one of my.
I usually do it once a year,
I don't
maybe
know,
twice a year.
Yeah, I don't
when
know
it's
which
cold.
one's better, roast or dumplings, but you could throw a Sunday roast on, go to church, whatever. It's cooking all day.
Oh, roast
Come back
is
home
easy.
and eat it. But chicken and dumplings, you're in the kitchen with it. You know.
The stock is the most important part. Then you got to get the stock right and reduce it, and then add
Mm-hmm.
your cream and butter and layer those flavors. And anyway,
And then make a good dumpling.
and then make the.
I remember
good
the first
dumpling.
time I ever had yours, you were so proud of this chicken and dumplings. You bragged them up. And I told you you ain't gonna beat my mama's chicken and dumplings. And then we go over to, I don't know where it was, somebody's house. You were making them. And I guess your dumplings broke and it just like turned into porridge. I felt so bad. I was like, no, these are so good.
They tasted okay, didn't they?
Yeah, they
They
just
were
turned
just-
porridge.
It's
But
more
then-
oatmeal. It's more of a delicious.
You
oatmeal.
redeemed yourself. That's the only time I think that's happened. And that was before you could cook. You thought you could cook.
I could cook. It wasn't great, but
And
I could
now,
cook.
how many years later?
It's been a while.
16? No. 20. Has it been 20?
It used to be I would cook something for you and you'd be like, it's okay.
It had been 20.
And you'd
It's
say,
probably been
it needs
16
a little
years.
this, it needs a
That was
little
16
that.
years ago. You made me bad chicken and dumplings. Still remember it.
It used to burn me up so bad when you tell me, like, oh, it's not that good. You know, I didn't realize you were
Why?
training me
Yeah, I
up.
was training you, of course. I'm not being mean. I'm just trying to make you better at cook in person. It's life skills.
Now I'm like, what's wrong with it? What does it need? Back in the day, I was like, don't you dare tell me anything's wrong with it.
Yeah, I get that from my mom. She's like that. She's gonna be blunt with you.
Yeah.
If it sucks,
Oh.
it sucks. If it needs improvement, there's room for improvement on everything. I don't hold it when somebody tells me. You know, some people get offended. Oh, you know, is this good or not, or do you don't like
I've
it?
been offended before.
You think I get offended when I think
have.
when I think it's perfect?
You
That would be the only
before.
time when I think it's perfect. But if I know, if I'm seriously asking somebody, you know, what's wrong, I want to know because I want to make
Yeah,
it better.
yeah.
Name one time I got offended.
There's been a time you've got offended or once or twice when I said,
Oh, was it ribs at a contest or something
it
like that?
probably, yeah, it was probably contest
Yeah, what do you know
stuff.
about contests?
In a gumbo one time, you got your little feelings hurt.
Oh, well.
I was like, this just ain't that good.
Was it bad gumbo?
It just wasn't that great.
Is that when I gave it to Ben Pickle and it turned into the people's best gumbo they've ever ate?
I don't know them people. I don't know what gumbo they've had.
They might have had gumbo to can. It wasn't my best gumbo. I agree. I knew that going in. Chicken got too stringy.
But
It was one of them. I know exactly what you're talking about. Chicken got too stringy. The flavor was good. Chicken got too stringy.
You put the chicken in too, same.
Yep.
Yeah. I've done that in chicken and dumplings before. But I will say, my cooking is miles better than it was when I first met you. I'll give you that.
I hold you to a high standard.
You do. You're so hard to please. So, what's your favorite grill you've ever cooked on?
Man, backwoods party.
Really? Because it was your
Takes
first
it back.
big.
Takes
your-
it back. The first one we ever bought. really bought. That was a competition grill. And we drug that grill, that smoker, all over the country. Well, the South.
No, you took it to Virginia?
Well, that's still the South.
Yeah, I guess
all over the South. Back of the truck, loaded in and out. Last time I saw it, well, Danny Montgomery ended up with it. And I think Jay got the doors off of it because we had it rebuilt. It looked like it had been struck by lightning. It was all blown apart. Everything had rusted on the inside. I mean, we got every dollar. You come from Bad Bob up in Dyersburg, Tennessee. Me and Waylon drove up there one day and bought it from him.
How much was it?
$800 or $900 back then.
Was it used?
No, brand new. That's what they were. This was back in the day. And we won, I probably won, I don't know. I wouldn't say more money than I've ever won cooking barbecue with that, but a lot.
Yeah. Considering
because a
what
Weber,
you were
Weber
doing.
kettle's probably what I won the most with. That's
You seem to have a new
12 grand
favorite.
off a Weber kettle. Maybe change that. I'm going to change it to Weber kettle. I got big checks with the Weber kettle.
You seem to have a new favorite grill every 6 months or so.
Yeah, that's my. Do I really?
Yeah.
I go back to what else have you heard me say that was my favorite grill?
I mean,
It's usually a Weber or that Backwoods when it comes to my mind.
You just seem to gravitate towards one grill.
Oh, well, I'll say a drum every now and then.
Yeah.
You know.
Jolene's not your new favorite?
No, she's just another. Like,
She's your
cannot
side.
be favorite. Yeah, that's a side piece. Ain't a favorite. She's a perennial number 2 side piece.
I'm glad
If you were a grill, you'd be a Weber kettle. Or a party. You could be a party.
I can take either one of those. I'm
Either
fine
one
with
of those.
that.
As long as you ain't an offset sick burner, huh? No matter how good she looks and shines up, she'll never be number 1.
So what's your favorite barbecue contest to go to and cook?
The Jack. Because it's so much fun. It's such a good experience. Everybody's there. It's kind of special. I mean, it is special.
Yeah.
Just to get to go. I've been 3 times. And
There's a lot of people that never get
get to go. Yeah. And we've been lucky enough to win our way in 3 times.
It's invitation only. Or you win 7
And you're
contests a
automatically in.
year. Yeah.
So you're really good. To get to go to the Jack, you're really good.
Yeah.
And
And you've gotten lucky.
and you got lucky too. Yeah,
You've
for
gotten-
real. So that's my favorite. I've always had a good time. I probably had too good a time when I go.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
What's your favorite trophy you've ever won?
The fiddle hanging up on the wall behind us. What's that one? Is that my whole hog first place, Galax, Virginia?
Probably. Y'all
I
won
would throw
3.
regular contest. I would throw Galax up there. It's so much fun. It's a long way for us to go, but it's a cool town, and the vibe there is awesome. They give out awesome trophies. I've never got the banjo. That's one.
Murfreesboro's always fun.
Murfreesboro, man, yeah, that's a good one. And I got a red apple, but is it here at the office?
It's on your desk. You
Oh,
look
is it?
at it every
Yeah,
day.
Those trophies are cool too. That's a toss up. I'm gonna take that back. It's between the fiddle and the glass blown apples, and both of those are about. I love going to Murfreesboro too.
But it wouldn't be the Royal or Memphis May.
No.
Those are more work.
Yeah. I mean, they're good. I mean, I've got a Memphis May trophy or 2. Or got a bunch of in between 4th and 10th. You got 2 big ones, right?
Yeah.
And got some ribbons from the Royal. I never got the crown, but I'd like to have
Where's
a crown.
that Royal ribbon?
I don't know. Waylon probably has it.
Yeah. What's your favorite cookbook?
Oh, Adam Perry Lang.
What is it called? Serious Barbecue or Serious Barbecue?
That's a good one. Other than that, man, that's tough. What else do I go to? You know that the one Paul Kirk did where it's about sauces,
Yeah.
seasoning, rub sauces
That's a
and
good
seasonings or
reference.
whatever. I catch myself going to that and looking stuff up.
You also
know.
like the Toops guys.
Isaac Toops,
cookbook.
yeah, but it's like a 9.
It's non-barbecue, but
Yeah.
I didn't say what barbecue
Oh, yeah.
cookbook.
Oh, what's
I
my
just said
favorite cookbook then? Enjoy cooking. All around. I mean, I think everybody should own that.
Yeah.
If you plan to if you like enjoy cooking, that one's got, it's a quintessential cookbook. Wouldn't you say?
I never use that one as much.
What do you use? Paula Deen's?
I like Paula Deen's. And I have a collection of community cookbooks. It's like the spiral bound
Ladies
plastics.
Auxiliary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're all Southern. Those have the real recipes in them, I think.
Yeah. They just never turn out as good. Some of those.
Yeah. There's some weird recipes in
chip
those.
Chip beef recipes and all that stuff.
Chip beef.
Cream of mushroom soups and.
You had an idea the other day about making a chip beef dip.
Well, all you was really using
roast beef.
Roast beef,
yeah.
Making your own chip beef, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which would be good.
Heck yeah.
I've never seen anybody do that, have you?
Uh-uh.
Cook it enough to where it's basically jerkifying it without jerky cure.
And what you do, just dice it?
Yeah, and mix it with cream cheese, make a dip.
Heck yeah.
Smoked beef dip. We'll have to try that.
Heck yeah.
Give it a little horseradish flair too or something.
Green onions maybe.
It'd be good.
What's your favorite TV show? This is getting off cooking. I'm just throwing it out
right
there.
now or all time?
Just, whatever.
Right now it's Yellowstone. I can't think of all.
I put Meat Eater too.
Meat Eater's pretty good. Anything Justin Wilson did back in the day when I was a kid. Love those, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What about
He'd tell jokes.
favorite TV show? I remember watching every day Emerald. Remember when Emerald had his own show? And he'd have the audience in there and he'd have people sitting up there. They don't make shows like that anymore. Now it's all racing through a supermarket or some stupid trying to put some reality thing to it. That was real stuff back then.
The Pioneer Woman's the only one I can think of that actually cooks, has a cooking
Now,
show.
yeah.
I guess Trisha.
There's some of them that, they come on, they don't come on prime, they don't put that prime time anymore.
It's all.
Used to, Emerald was coming on like for an hour between 6 and 7 or 7 and 8, depending on when you lived. And they just had good stuff. Mario Batali had some.
I loved Mario Batali's show.
Those were good shows back in the day.
He would sit there and cook for like 3 people behind a bar.
Yeah, same kind of deal. That's kind of like when I'm bring somebody on some of the videos when I'm trying to. I hadn't figured out a way to do it exactly like they do. It's going to take a bigger crew than what we got, but I would love to do more shows like that. To have somebody,
sharing their recipes. with you.
Yeah. Same kind of way, give and take. Bobby Flay used to do a good one. He'd bring people up. He had like a little staged audience that he'd bring up.
Oh, really?
Up. They'd help him cook the show. They sit around on these little foo-foo stools and stuff. And
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I used to watch the old Iron Chef, like when they would subtitle it.
Squeeze on. Go. I used to watch that all the time too. Yeah. You can tell I watch a lot of cooking shows.
What's your favorite musician?
Band or single?
Whatever.
Probably Waylon Jennings.
That's what I would.
But I was going to say Allman Brothers too. I like that band.
What's your favorite movie?
I don't know.
That's a hard one.
You have to give me genre.
Yeah. What's something that come to
Comedy,
your mind?
Smokey and the Bandit. I pull for the Sheriff Buford though. That or Christmas Vacation. God, I love both those movies. Classics. There's probably more comedies. I watch probably more comedies than anything.
You like a good thriller.
Yeah, I do.
Action.
There's been some, all the Jason Bournes. Mm-hmm. Like Phil Robertson, that Jason Bourne's a bad dude. You don't want.
What's your favorite spot you've ever visited?
In the world?
Yeah. These are all up to your personal interpretations. I probably should have said that at the beginning instead of the
Probably
end.
should have. Right now, I'm going to New Orleans. It's a cool town, best food. If you want to eat, go to New Orleans. If you want to do anything, go to New Orleans.
We've learned this time that we're not staying on bourbon.
Yeah, it's not family friendly.
Yeah,
you don't go to New Orleans, man. And I learned one thing: don't go to New Orleans for a family outing.
You could just not stay on bourbon. Jackson Square.
That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
It's more. It should be adults only city. It really should. Just get all the kids out, and when you go there, it's
There's plenty for kids to do. We've done the aquarium, the insectarium.
Riverboat cruise.
Yeah, we've done it all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it.
The rest of the time, I'm with you. Going to
It's
Orleans.
pain taking a kid to eat there.
Yeah.
It's getting around with them.
Especially, we want to eat at restaurants that don't have chicken nuggets necessarily on the menu.
Yeah.
So,
But still, New Orleans is up there. If I had to pick another one, it's put me on an island anywhere in the Caribbean with some rum.
and some jerk pork.
Yep. Or jerk anything, chicken.
What's your favorite thing to do when you're not cooking?
Go to the Caribbean. Vacation in the Caribbean. That's what we're going to end up doing. I hadn't told you. I've kind of loosely told you my retirement plan. But we're going to open up shells by the sea. It's going to be just a little jerk shack with a bar, and I'm just going to sit at the end of it. And
It may not be open.
it's probably just going to be private only, pop up style.
Yeah, whenever we decide to open
we
it.
got jerk this day.
We decided to open
kick
today.
back on the. That's all I want to do, man. You want to see me come to the beach?
Well, that's all the questions I have.
Well, that's fun. That was fun, Malcolm Day, right?
What's on deck? We're spending the weekend at home.
Fantasy
or-
football talk next week.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll talk barbecue. Justin was early killer hog, so he can go back. He knows some stories too. He probably knows too many stories. But we're going to have him come on hopefully next week, and we're going to probably be talking about everything I'm going to cook for the
fantasy.
fantasy football. And I'm planning on doing some Texas brisket, Texas style ribs,
Pork ribs.
of course some beef sausages. You're going to do a couple dips, like a hot dip, cold dip, and then a couple sides.
Definitely a
pickle some
potato
vegetables.
salad. A baked potato
Give
salad.
us some onions and jalapenos and all that stuff to go with it. And that's going to be a good fantasy draft.
Yeah, I think so too.
Serve that big bottle of Texas TX whiskey.
There you go.
There you go. That's going to be the highlight. And hopefully I won't, have a good draft. I need a manager if anybody wants to be a football team manager. I ain't got time for that.
You just want to watch the games and
Have a good time
cook the
and cook some
barbecue.
food.
Yeah.
But,
What's your recipe
What
next
else?
week? You got some ideas?
yeah, I got some ideas. I want to play around with some Chinese pork chops. We'll see what I come up with.
Char siu,
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah.
Is that how you say it? Char siu?
Char siu, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to do that. It's going to be something like that. I'm probably going to do some pork chops. I ain't done pork chops in a while. I got a bunch of good pork chop recipes. So
The idea of the
that Chinese the Chinese style of char siu style is all in marinade. What I put them in to kind of get some flavor on them, but it'll be another quick one. It'll be like you need to marinate it ahead of time, and then when you get home, you could grill it up. Because this time of year, it's not about low and slow cooking or staying outside for hours. It's about something you can get done and get back inside that you don't have to really fight the grill or the heat.
yeah, you're going out of town next week too. You're flying.
Got to go to Atlanta to the Royal Oak. They're having a conference, Royal Oak Charcoal.
Yeah, I think
Is this a quarterly deal or is it?
I think so.
Yeah, this is the first quarter I've been involved with them. So I'm glad to be working back with Royal Oak. It's been, we've always burnt Royal Oak charcoal. That was what Chef's Delight was the first one I started running back when we first started comps. And
That's what everybody
you should get it
used.
for $5 or $4.75 a bag. That's what we pay. And it's like a restaurant quality charcoal. And then they come out with a Chef Select. And that's what I've really been won all the money I've cooking barbecue on Chef Select.
But you can't find that one as much in the stores.
But no, you used to get it at what's the hardware store? Do It Best hardware stores. They can order it, but it's more of a premium charcoal. You're not just going to see it on the shelf, and it's a bigger briquette, and I love it. I love the lump. I use the lump a lot too. But
And you can find that one.
you can find it anywhere. Yeah, and that Royal Oak makes a regular briquette that's good too. I don't never buy it, red bag briquette. I always buy either the Chef's Delight or Select. The Delight has more hickory and oak in it, so it gives you more smoke. The Select is not as prominent. There's not pieces of that wood in it. And so so what we used to do is when we were smoking, we would start with the Delight. And then as we got over, we just needed BTUs, we'd switch to the Select. And then you knew you weren't going to oversmoke anything that way.
I had no idea that was going on.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, now we just run straight select and add wood, different flavors of wood. But when I first learned to barbecue, that's how we were rolling.
Did y'all put chunks of wood on there too?
Soaked wood back then. We didn't know any better. We were soaking it down, trying to get it wet so it really smoked like this was old school, you know.
I do remember one of the first contests. There was a big bucket full of wood.
Yeah, with
and
water in it. Yeah, you'd have it all mixed in there soaking. That used to be the thing. Put wet wood on. We learned over the years that's not the best way to get the flavor out of it. Just making it moist and putting impurities in there.
Well, that's
it. But yeah, so that's it. I'm proud to be working back with Royal Oak though.
Yeah.
And going and I'll let everybody know what goes on there. What all we talked about.
So you're flying out Tuesday.
Is this super secret conference, or am I supposed to? Can I disclose what we talk about? I don't know. I'll find all these things out. If I come back and I don't say nothing about it, y'all know they put the brakes on me. Like, do not talk about it. I was like, okay.
First rule of Royal Oak.
Yeah, first rule of Royal Oak Club.
Do not talk about Royal Oak Club.
Yeah, don't talk about it. All right. Strike that from the daggum record. I don't know what minute it. I'm sure somebody will put the count up when I started talking about it.
I don't.
But that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it. 44.
If you'd like to connect with Malcolm, it's how to BBQ right hold on. It's how to BBQ right at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. If you'd like to connect with me, it's Miss Southern Shell on Instagram, Twitter.
That's right. And we're working on the app. I want everybody to know.
We're getting it fixed.
App's getting fixed. We don't know exactly when, but we'll let everybody know when the update's ready. We appreciate y'all. And fire up those grills tonight and wish me a happy birthday at home. We'll see y'all. Thanks for listening.